All right, so this is a website I have created using Thrive Theme Builder. And as you can see, this is not really very heavy website, especially when it comes to pages. I mean, it has only 3 pages, like these, the contact page. Now, what we know about websites that are built with page builders is that they usually get low scores with page speed testing services like Gtmatrix, Google PageSpeed Insights, etc. Also, if we look in the back end of this site, we see there are quite a few plugins in there. Usually these can be blamed to slow the page down in the WordPress world. Here we have 14 items, like 14 plugins to be exact, but they are still necessary. So the question is, how can we speed this up, even though there's a heavy page builder and lots of plugin in there, right? And that's what we are going to do on this site using WP Rocket page caching plugin and bunny.net CDN. Now let's go find out how we do it. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to go ahead and test that website using PageSpeed Insight. So let's go back to the site. Okay, we're here and we're going to copy this URL, go back, paste it here, and analyze. All right, so we have a speed of 58 according to Google PageSpeed Insight, and if we check the mobile, it's even more horrible. And as we all know, this is really difficult to get the numbers up. Even some of the Google's own pages don't pass this. So let's focus on desktop, how much we can improve it, and whatever we can get out of this, however much we can improve, we should be happy with that for now. So now let's take the same URL and test it with Gtmatrix. Let's see where we go here. All right, so this number is also pretty bad. It's getting a C grade, performance 65%, and structurally we're getting 88%, which tells us something about Thrive Theme Builder's architecture, which is probably pretty good. So this we take as a starting point. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Windows, Shift, and S key to take a snapshot of this so that we can use it to compare when we are done. There we go. Screenshot has been taken. Now let's go see what we can do to improve the speeds. All right, so we are back at our website, and this time we're going to go ahead and start with installing and configuring WP Rocket. And as you can see here, I've already downloaded the plugin. So let's go install it. Come here, add new, upload. I'm going to drag this out here, install. All right, let's activate. All right, so now that we've installed it, let's go to the settings and WP Rocket dashboard. This is the WP Rocket dashboard, and this is where we're going to start the configuration. Let's get to it. Okay, so let's start with the basic caching. It is already enabled, but I always add this extra one for the mobile so that they have the mobile caching separately. and I do not enable the logged in user one, because then it makes it very difficult to make updates on your site. It will always be loading from the caching, so it's better to leave this alone. The rest can just be as themselves. Now let's go to the file optimization. Here I always do this minify, yes, but I never do the combine one because this can break your site styling. So leave this untouched and optimize, but leave this one untouched. It's some beta thing, I don't know what this does. Then we go to JavaScript minification, activate. Once again, I avoid the combining JavaScripts, because that actually irreversibly breaks things. Like when you check and you go see that your site is broken, and you come back and uncheck and save, and you still see your site is broken. So reversing it doesn't fix your site. Okay, so and this one, load JavaScript deferred. This one actually works better when you have the CDN caching enabled. So, after this setup, we will go work on that. And I leave this one alone because this also might have some adverse effects on your site. Now let's go to the next one, media. Okay, let's enable lazy loading. Same with the iframes on videos. Yes, replace YouTube iframes with preview images. Add missing dimensions. I mean, this works with some sort of CDN based image optimizers. And I don't touch this one because embeds should not be disabled. And WP web caching, this is also another one that works with CDN. Now preloading, it's already by default check, and I add this to it. And if you have Yoast, as you saw, I'm using it, so I will use that also. And the rest pretty much leave alone. And then advanced rules. These I don't really mess with it, but if you want, you can. I didn't really see the need for it. And the database. Here, I don't touch the revisions or auto draft, but I do clean up the trash post, the spam comments, trashed comments, and expired transients. That's about it from here. And then CDN. Now, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and configure the Bunny CDN and come back and enable this. But I'll just show you the rest that I don't touch. I don't touch Heartbeat, add-ons, definitely. I mean, if you have Cloudflare on, and if that's what you're using, you'll come here and add that. And if you do have that and you want to use Bunny, so you have to come back here and disable it. And then image optimization, I don't have Imagify, so I'm not going to touch that. And here are some tools, feel free to use them. I don't. And that's about it. So I'm going to go back to CDN, leave it right here, and go back to bunny.net to configure and set up our CDN. All right, so we are logged on to Bunny CDN services. And as you can see, there's a nice little dashboard here. And for me to choose this service compared to the others is because not only it has a nice interface, good support, but also it's comparatively a lot cheaper than other services like Cloudflare. As you can see, I have some others already done. So in this case, we're just going to go ahead and go to pull zone and add a pull zone. Okay, so right here, I'm going to give it a name. By the way, they don't allow any spaces or dashes or any other characters here, so that's how I'm gonna put it. And I'm gonna go to my site to collect the URL, come back and paste it here. And as you can see, the prices are pretty cheap per gigabyte, worldwide caching. So let's add the full zone here. Okay, so now, just as I told you about the support and the nice interface, right here they give you some help here, like whatever platform you want to do it, WordPress, and even you know, they have a place for W3 Total Cache and WP Rocket. And if we go there, it actually gives you all the steps necessary to set everything up, which is a nice touch. But right here, we're gonna just go for skip instruction, and that's it. This would be our URL for WP Rocket. This is the one we're going to set up. And one more thing here, we're not going to touch any of these. I mean, at least I don't. You can, you know, feel free to, you know, move around and try things. What I do though, the Prima Cache. Right here, it is disabled for the current zone. To set this up, I have to go storage, add storage. And I'm gonna add all these guys worldwide. What Prima Cache does is basically set up storage spaces all over their main servers all over the world, so that the people accessing your website worldwide can access the closest possible servers, right? So let's name this. Okay. Add storage zone. Okay, so now that storage zone is added, so let's go to full zone and choose our current one, Thrive Test. Let's go to caching, perma caching, and from here we're going to choose the right one and enable it. And just as I said, it's going to go ahead and put your files and assets all over the world in all the localized servers. At this point, we are done. So let's go to back to the full zone and choose Thrive Test and collect our URL from here. Now let's go back to WP Rocket, CDN, enable CDN, and paste it right here. Once that is done, save changes. Okay, now it is all ready to go with WP Rocket and our Bunny CDN caching. Before we check anything else, let's go over the setup again. The cache, only thing I enabled was this extra, and then optimization, minification and optimization, and deferred JavaScript loading. I did not touch the delay one because that could harm the system a little, I mean like the website. Also, I skipped the combined CSS one. Media files, just these. Preloading. This is the setup. I did not touch advanced rules, database, just these, and CDN, like that. And just now that we set it up, so let's see if there's some numbers being generated here, because that's how we know that our caching is working. Let's refresh the website a few times as if somebody's accessing it. Okay, let's come here and go back to Thrive test. And look at that. Already some activity happening. About 5 megabyte and requests are coming in. And also by clicking here, you can take a look at the statistics. And this is how we know that our caching is now in effect via Bunny CDN. And one last recommendation I have before we go back to testing the speed is that once you set up everything, go out to lunch or go somewhere else, give it a couple of hours, let everything settle in, and then you go back into testing. Because if you do it right away, you're not gonna get the correct result. It takes a little bit of time for everything to sink in. That being said, let's go test it in a couple of hours. All right, so we are back, and luckily we left everything as they were, even though I did have a screen snapshot already snagged in just in case. But we can start everything right here. In this case though, I'm gonna, instead of retesting, I'm gonna start a fresh one. And this is also, I'm gonna go ahead and just to make sure everything is fine and dandy, choose this, go back in there and paste my site URL, which is this guy right here. Okay, so moment of truth, let's analyze. Okay, look at that. It's a 63 on a mobile. It came up from the 20s. It was like 29 or something. And now on the desktop, we reached 95. And this is what the situation was, 58 on a desktop. We now reach 95 using Google PageSpeed. And here we got a C. Actually, let's make it a little bit larger. And this was the situation on Gtmatrix. We got a C with a 65% score. So now let's start it again and see what's up. All right, look at that. A grade A with a 96% in performance, structurally 94%, and 1.3 second page load time. And once again, this is where we started, a 58 and a C with the 65%. And after using WP Rocket caching with Bunny.net CDN, we have reached a 95% on Google PageSpeed Insights and a 96% an A grade in Gtmatrix. And this concludes this video. If you like this, please smash the like button and please don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please smash the like button and the subscribe button. This will help me bring more free contents like this to you every week. Thanks again.